we live in such an interdependence with our technology. We are interdependent with our technology in the same sort of sense of that thing goes symbiotically interdependent in biology, where if you remove one object or one half from the other, they both die. That there's this level of interconnectedness that requires that they both function as a singular unit. And you see that in humanity with our relationship with technology. If you take your average person, you pick them up and you drop them off into the middle of nowhere, they're going to die pretty quickly, simply because they do not have access to all these things that they've grown up with from birth. And we require all of these tools to get food, to move around, to access information, or even just the basics of existence are all interconnected, are all very dependent on our technology. And if you remove us from those, we wither and die. And it's the same for our technology too. If you can view it as a living organism in a sense, once you remove the caretakers of it, it will soon rust, deteriorate, and be gone in pretty short order. I wanted to see what kind of a society could be made that was built around that concept. Science fiction in general tends to be a mirror that reflects how we deal with technology. I wanted it to be a more nuanced way of interacting with these organisms, and that's where the concept of the resonance tooth comes in. So where at puberty, every person that is in this society, once they, as a sort of a coming of age ritual, one of their canine teeth are removed and this resonance tooth is put back in. Instead of your cell phone, whispering into your ear, you have a device that talks directly into your brain because of this tooth that was put into you at puberty that has grown up through your sinus and into the frontal lobe of the brain where all the executive functions take place. And that allows communication between you and the biological engines that are the driving force behind technology. You could sort of view the book as a fence, in that there's a series of fence posts at various stages along in this book, and there's a single character that appears in each one of these fence posts that is the unifying element throughout the book, and she's the one that is here to guide us, that's here to substitute in for the reader, and is there to allow the story to unravel or to unfold. And since world building is that first thing that I've always loved, I want to make that be the focus of the book. I'm very much interested in making a very high quality book here. I don't want to make something that is made to be read and disposed of. So that's why this is going to be a very large, 11 by 17 landscape format. The only way that anybody will be able to get this book is through the Kickstarter. There's not going to be any of these books made after the Kickstarter is over. So this is going to be a limited edition book. I want to provide a world-building toolkit of sorts where I have this fully realized, fleshed out world that anybody can take and they can just start out running with it. This is part of the reason why it's going to be released into the Creative Commons. If they make tabletop games, if you make video games, if you write, you have all the artwork and conceptual design that they need done. Well, I can get very detailed with what's happening here. I can make languages, multiple religions. The level of complexity that I can get into here is pretty intense. And I'm rather excited to get to be able to make that level of detail available.
This is a whole book of pure, unadulterated Stephen Sanders imagination. I mean, for me, that's the part I'm excited about. I'm Jason Aaron, and I will for sure be buying my copy of Symbiosis.
Yes, it is I, Sam the Hammer Humphreys, aka the Dread Lion Humphreys, and I'm here today to talk to you about my main man, Stephen Sanders. You know him as the artist on Wolverine and the X-Men. Stephen is the artist without fear, and his new Kickstarter project, Symbiosis, is one you really gotta take a look at. It's a beautiful sci-fi art book with a hidden component. It's Creative Commons enabled, so anyone can pick up his concepts and run with them. It's a really great project. I'm going to support it, and so should you.
My name is Matt Fraction, and I write comic books. And one of the first comic books I ever got to write, I wrote for Steven Sanders to draw. The work I have seen is breathtaking. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to hold it. I can't wait for Symbiosis to be a part of my life. I can't wait for his work to inspire thousands of other wannabe writers like me out there.
Basically, as an artist, Steven Sanders has always been a world builder. Anytime I've worked with him on Sword specifically, there's a sense of a lived-inness. The fact that this is a place that spaceships are designed, you always get the idea that Steve actually may have these spaceships in his basement. So this project makes so much sense to him, essentially creating a world and populating it. And I just want to see it. I just want to see what he does when given an entirely blank canvas, and basically then what we can do with what he's created. No, I'm very excited by this, and I really hope it happens.
Hi, I'm standing here talking to my cell phone like a big weirdo because I want to support Steven Sanders' Kickstarter campaign. The guy is ridiculously talented. His project is ridiculously ambitious. You're tired of looking at my face, so just go ahead and donate. It's totally worth it, and I'm excited to see what he does.